Hi, this is Mark, and welcome to How to Tech Now. Today, we're going to talk about the top 10 tech myths. Well, let's get right to it. Myths are things that people believe that aren't true. These are ones that inhabit the tech world, and I'm going to talk about them now. First of all, what's better, a cheap HDMI cable or an expensive one? I'll tell you, they're the same. You might as well spend your money on the $5 cable instead of the $100 HDMI cable because the $5 cables will hold up just as good. I promise. We use them at my work all the time, and they do great. So spend the $5, not the $100. Next, delete doesn't mean delete it. You delete something on your computer. All it does is tells the computer that it can overwrite that information on the hard drive if it needs to. The information's still there, just waiting to be overwritten. So most of the time, that information can be recovered. So remember this, delete does not mean deleted. Third, you are not anonymous. You can be found. A VPN and a proxy or something like that can protect you from advertisers tracking you. It can protect you from the average person tracking you, but it won't protect you from the authorities tracking you. If you're a bad guy, up to no good, you will be found. So keep that in mind. Next, knockoff chargers and accessories are just as good as a brand name accessories. They are not. They are bad. This is the opposite of my very first point. Get the cheap one instead of the expensive one. In this case, it's the other way around. Get the brand name chargers and accessories. Pay for the Apple charger. Pay for the Samsung charger. Pay for the brand name. You will not regret it. You'll be thanking me later. The next one is a really popular one that a lot of people seem to believe, but it's just not true. Macs can't get viruses or malware. Yes, they can. Flashback is an example of that. It just so happens that Macs get less viruses because there's far less Macs. The population of Mac users on the planet is pretty small compared to the population of PC users. So the bad guys who write malware and write the viruses, they target the biggest audience, and that's the PC. But they can target Macs just as easily. Though Mac tries to safeguard it, they're not impervious to a dedicated hacker. Next, let's talk about xrays. Will xrays damage your memory cards and your USB drives? No, they won't. 2 decades ago they might have, but today they just simply won't do it. They won't damage them. They hold up pretty well. So X-rays will not damage your memory cards or your USB drives. Now let's go on and talk about cameras. People love to talk about their megapixels and how many megapixels they have. Well, megapixels aren't everything. Let me tell you that, okay? What's more important than megapixels is having a good lens and a good light sensor on your camera. So I don't care if you've got 10 megapixels or you got 32 megapixels. Or whatever, that's not going to make the best picture. It might be a more detailed picture, but a good picture comes from a good lens and a good light sensor and a good photographic eye. Meaning you got to be a good photographer to make a good picture. Next, leaving a device plugged in will ruin the battery. No, it won't. That's just all I have to say. You can leave your devices plugged in. I leave mine plugged in, and they're fine. The next one is related to that. You have to drain your battery often for it to get full functionality or full lifetime out of your battery. No, you don't. 2 decades ago, you did. This is not 2 decades ago. This is now. The technology has caught up with that. You don't have to drain your devices down to 0 anymore. Whether they're flashlights or cell phones or whatever, you don't have to drain them. The battery will last just fine. Now, the last myth is this. It's a current myth, but it's representational of a lot of myths that you'll see. The myth is about Facebook. Facebook is going to start charging for membership. No, it's not. You'll see all kinds of things on Facebook, like can Facebook use your identity and use your images and blah, blah, blah. All those are hoaxes. They're Facebook hoaxes, so don't pay attention to them. If there's a real one, I'll let you know, or, credible sources will let you know, not just getting messages in your inbox in Facebook. Anyway, this has been another episode of How to Tech Now. I'm Mark. Like and subscribe. Once again, like and subscribe. What did he say? Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.